Saturday on CBS, the Minnesota Vikings bump heads with the Detroit Lions in a black and blue division matchup. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
There's Monty Clark signing the checks for Charlotte and the kids.
St. Louis starts first down from their own 4-yard line following the fine punt from Skladany. It is Steve Jones and hit behind the line of scrimmage. Fell forward and got about a yard. First man to pop him, number 52, Dave Washington. Washington starting for Paul Newmoff. Newmoff bothered by a calf muscle problem. The Jets lead Baltimore 14-13. That game is seesawed back and forth, and Buffalo and Kansas City are 7-7. Cincinnati in front of Atlanta 16-7. It could really hurt the Falcons' chances unless they come back in that one. They've been winning a lot of games in the final minute. Second and about 9. Oh, and Hart's hit immediately. Flags are everywhere. Woodcock, the man to get him, but somebody had to be offside. Let's see whether they were pulled over or not. Might have been a little motion on the part of the Lions or the Cardinals offensive line. Let's wait and see. Illegal procedure against St. Louis.
Old Dan Deerdorf, our friend number 72, pulled out a little early.
Well,
Foul start. Number 72 on the offense came up before the ball was snapped.
now Red Cashin got his microphone working there on the second try, and you heard the word. It was Dan Deerdorf, and that certainly got Woodcock in there in a hurry. But
yeah, and got hard on the seat of his pants in a hurry,
that's
too.
for sure. It makes it 2nd and 12, and now they're backed up at the 2-yard line. Out of the end zone comes Steve Jones. Make it Harrell, 39. Willard Harrell, former Green Bay Packer. And Dave Washington made the tackle on it.
Big play here, Tim, for the Lions because it's 3rd down and 10. If they can hold the Cardinals will have to punt into a very strong wind, which will allow the Lions some pretty good field position. So a very, very big down for the Detroit defense.
The line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line of St. Louis. They're 1 out of 5 on 3rd down conversion so far in the game. Let's see what they do here. Tough spot to be trying to make 1st down and long. On 3rd and long. In the end zone, hard up the middle, complete, no, dropped by Willard Harrell, and it was dropped because he was pounded by Ed O'Neill, number 50.
Here.
Wood has 3 punts with a 40-yard average so far in the game, but that was in the first quarter, punting the other way. Let's see what he does from the end zone here. Out to the 40-yard line, taken by Tony Leonard, and Leonard gets into the 30-yard line, so the Lions have excellent field position with 1st down at the St. Louis 30-yard line. On the tackle was Tom Mullen, number 65. So the Lions, trailing, have an opportunity here to get back into a tie. The Cardinals lead it 7-0.
Hawaii has many faces, all calling to you. Come, paddle my quiet lagoons, discover my miles of endless beach.
Come walk across my volcanoes, explore my mysterious caverns, come play in my tropical wonderland.
Come, fly my airline to Hawaii. United, we built the largest airline in the free world. Round you, my friend, fly the friendly skies.
Remember this, a Chablis by any other name is not the same. Next time you wonder what white wine to drink, think of Gallo Chablis Blanc.
That's called the red line.
The big red line. Those are the cheerleaders for the Cardinals, and so far they're doing their job. Their team leads, but Detroit threatening now. 1st down at the 30-yard line following the 10-yard punt return. And this is Dexter Bussey. Bussey trying the left side, got about 3 before he was stopped. There you see Carney on top of him, number 56, and Bob Pollard, number 82, is the man at the bottom. Left defensive end. He's been a fine acquisition from New Orleans. Came along with Terry Steve in the Conrad Dobler-Reich-Harris deal.
It's amazing the team is really playing that well now. There's Cincinnati over Atlanta. L.A. Giants 10-10. LA's not playing as well as they can.
No, they can't. Joe Pizarczyk, the Giant quarterback, evidently hurt in that game. We don't know whether he's been able to continue or not. Danielson, incomplete, intended for Luther Blue. On the coverage was Carl Allen, number 27, and number 37, Ken Green. And pressure from Eric Williams, the linebacker, your man.
The blitz was on, and Danielson saw it right here. Good pickup by Bussey. Watch right here. Bussey picks it up. But there's two guys right here on Blue. Green comes up and makes a nice play along with Allen. So they read the play well. Williams did his job, and Danielson didn't deliver the ball.
Third down, big play for the Lions here. They're 1 of 5 on third down conversion so far. See what Danielson and company can do. Slot formation left. Bussey and King, the running backs. Throwing it intended for David Hill. It's intercepted by Perry Smith. And he is dropped at the 10-yard line. So the Cardinals come up with another interception. That is their third of the game so far, and a strange kind of pass from Danielson, Nick.
Looked like Danielson was throwing a fly pattern here, but no one was running it. Hill was the one here. Watch Hill. He was supposed to be the intended receiver. He doesn't see it. Perry picks it off. So it's a big break for the Cardinals.
I'm the Skill Sandcat, a different breed of compact sander, a tiger for work, a pussycat to handle. I eat old oak for breakfast. With a quick belt change, I rush through rust. I go where you need me because I'm light and manageable. I'm the Sandcat, the tool it took skill to build.
$49.99 at participating dealers.
If you do it yourself and do it with pride, then do it with skill.
Introducing a whole new breed of Mustang. The all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance from options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. Mustang for 79, the new breed in 2-door and 3-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
See the best in boxing every week on the new look CBS Sports Spectacular starting January 6th. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
There's the brain trust. Danielson talking to head coach Monty Clark and the offensive line coach Fred Hoagland. Clark and Hoagland, of course, were teammates at Cleveland.
Either Danielson was explaining what happened to Clark or Clark was explaining what happened to Danielson, but it's an interception for the Cardinals, and this is Hart intended for Harrell, incomplete. In and out of his hands. He was wide open and just plain dropped it.
Well, if he caught that ball, he was going to get snuffed by Washington anyways, the linebacker.
I think he would have got out of bounds before he got hit. He could hear him behind him. He was headed that way, but it's 2nd and 10. Hart is 3 out of 10 for 24 yards. Danielson is 2 of 11 for 26 yards, and he has been picked off 3 times, so neither quarterback has been able to generate much of a passing offense so far.
Well, when they throw on first down, they usually run on second down, so let's see.
2nd and 10 Cardinals.
Nope.
On their own 9. Swings it out, a screen to Steve Jones. Jones has got some room, and Jones has a first down out over the 25 at the 27, and Steve Jones has been the Cardinals' offense in this game so far.
It's a screen pass, looks downfield, sets it up beautifully, then guns it over to Jones, who has 2 blockers out in front of him. One is Young. Jones just makes a good tackle here by Allen, saves it. But that was a well-executed screen pass that time.
17-yard gain, and they're now out at the 27-yard line of St. Louis. Steve Jones has the Cardinal touchdown, and with the injuries that we've been talking about, he is the main man today offensively for St. Louis. And he has the ball again, and a good hole on the right side. A flag is down again.
Can only mean one thing, right? Holding.
Steve Jones gets to the 33-yard line before O'Neal put the stop on him, and here comes the signal. Jones has now rushed for 56 yards.
That hurts a nice Cardinal drive, which started from their 4, and they got it out to the 27, and they'll be penalized 10 yards for a holding, who puts them back into the hole. So the Lions.
Number 54 of the offense was holding.
That's the center, Larry Turey. But the Lions again get a break because if they can contain him. Oh, that's Banks. I'm sorry, the center for the Cardinals.
Cardinals now have 6 penalties, 42 yards against. And they have first and long back at their 16. Seven to nothing. Cardinals lead it. Only points on the board put there by Steve Jones. Hart up, intended for the tight end Ramson. Incomplete. Luther Bradley on the coverage.
One thing you can say about Hart, he's not afraid to throw deep in his own territory. You know, the field is real slick that time. Did you see Ramson try to come back for the football, and his feet slip right out from under him?
2nd and 20. Dave Stieff, wide receiver, comes in. Ramson, the tight end, comes out. They had both Chandler and Ramson in on the last play, both tight ends. And Dave Purifoy being helped off the field, limping slightly. For the Detroit Lions, number 75, quite an addition after Ken Sanders was hurt. They picked up Purifoy on waivers from Cincinnati, and Monty Clark's real pleased with the way he's fit into that excellent front 4, along with Woodcock, English, and the rookie Baker. Number 64, Dan Gray, is in to replace him, the rookie from Rutgers. So it is 2nd and 20, and there's the penalty picture. It has been a big factor in this game so far. Chandler, the tight end, jumps to the left side for St. Louis. Hart has time. Intended for Tilley, incomplete. Bradley on the coverage, number 27.
Now watch Bradley, number 27. We're going to see this play again because he's been really outstanding on this one-to-one coverage. He's like a magnet all over Tilley. Watch him. He plays him. He's playing the ball. He's playing the pattern. As Tilley makes his move, he goes right with him. It's super coverage. He's been doing it all year long, and this enables double coverage on the other side. So Bradley has the single coverage, double coverage on the other side. It really helps the other corner.
Miami now leads Washington 16-0. A third Garo Yepremian field goal for the Dolphins. It is 3rd and 20. Cardinals are 1 for 6 in third down conversions. Let's see what Hart comes up with here. He had time, and it's complete to Pat Tilley. He almost lost it off the end of his fingers and made a good grab to hold on. And he's going to be short, however, of the first down yardage. Not by much, but enough.
Tilley, which rhymes with Twilly, used to play with the Dolphins, runs patterns pretty much like him. Not a real speed guy, but he's able to find the open area right here. Now watch him bobble the ball as he gets it. Looking for the big hit that doesn't come, and he doesn't get the first down because of that. So it's 4th down and 1. Nice reception by Tilley.
Charlie Weaver, number 59, made the tackle, an 18-yard gain, but it still comes up 4th and about 2. Wood hits it from the 25. Good kick. Tony Leonard back at his 22-yard line for Detroit. Over the 30 and squirts over the 35 to the 37. Tony Leonard, the new acquisition from San Francisco, third-year man from Virginia Union. Well, more bowl game information for you. Coming up on CBS, the big one, the Cotton Bowl. Notre Dame and Houston on New Year's Day at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Notre Dame 8-3, Houston, one of the real tough teams from that Southwest Conference, and that's the big game on New Year's Day. So it's first down for the Lions at their own 36-yard line. In motion is Luther Blue behind the ball. Larry Gaines, number 38, the ball carrier. And he's stopped by Mike Dawson, the nose tackle, number 73. Not much at all on that play. Call it no gain.
Boy, look at this. Philadelphia, Jaworski, 21 Vikings, Tarkington 14, a very, very big game but for both teams. Philadelphia looking for a playoff spot.
Eagles are tough. They are a good football team. Second down. Draw play. Rick Kane. Good hole. Look at him go. Rick Kane all the way down to the 41-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. Excellent blocking and a good turn of speed by number 32, Kane.
The draw play seems to be the most effective play for both teams. Good blocking up the middle by Thierry in the interior line. Now watch a nice cut by Kane here. Just takes it up and starts counting the yard markers here. 5 yards, 10 yards, and gets a good run for a first down. Kane, not a starter, but explosive on that run.
Carl Allen pulled him down from behind, number 27. A 17-yard gain. First down, Lions. Horace King bumped right at the line of scrimmage, bowled his way for a couple before he was finally stopped, and it'll be 2nd and 8. And so we have 2 minutes remaining here in the first half with the score, the Cardinals 7, the Lions nothing.
Anyone for Atari?
She beat me again?
The Atari video computer system is 20 cartridges with 1,300 game variations you play on your own TV set.
Atari, they tell me you're fast.
Don't watch television tonight. Play it.
The secret to getting ahead in business is staying cool, because somebody's always trying to pass you up, especially if you're renting a car. You see, I can walk through airports. I have an Avis Wizard number. Cool.
Oh, Mr. Bell, that mid-sized car you reserved, we just rented the last one.
What?
So we're giving you a Buick LeSabre at the same rate.
What?
Well, that's the Avis policy.
What a wonderful thing to do.
Avis now features GM cars.
Avis, we don't know another way.
The big red line, the cheerleaders for the Cardinals, lending some encouragement and probably just trying to keep warm. It is quite chilly here, temperatures in the 30s. And it is second, about 9.5 for the Lions as they try to get on the board here before the half. It's deep for Leonard Thompson, and it's incomplete. Carl Allen, number 27, on the coverage with Leonard Thompson, a flag down back at the line of scrimmage, which comes as no surprise because we've had one on about every other play in this game so far.
I'd be in shock if there wasn't a flag.
Takes the rhythm out of the game, it really does. A bunch of yellow handkerchiefs today. Now Red Cashin's going to turn his mic
74
on.
of the offense was...
Well, it was a holding call. That much we got.
It was 74, Brad Oates. The right
Okay.
offensive tackle for the Lions was holding on that play. Holding Pollard, the defensive end.
2nd and 20. Slot formation right. In motion now is Freddie Scott, number 87. Danielson is sacked back there. Number 82, Bob Pollard, fighting off the block to get a hold of him. Big defensive play for the Cardinals.
Well, what he did on this play is take the direct route, which meant he comes to the inside, and this time Oates doesn't hold him. Maybe he should have, because he comes streaming in. Watch this, right here, just pushes Oates right in on Danielson. What strength. And drags down Danielson for a big, big loss.
Outstanding play by Bob Pollard, the second sack of Danielson today by the Cardinals. And with time winding down, we have 1:30 remaining. The Lions up against it to try and tie it before the half. Slot formation right. The ball back inside their 40 now. Screen pass and good coverage. The Cardinals saw it all the way, and that was Eric Williams covering Horace King. That's incomplete and brings up 4th down. Good defensive work by the Cardinals.
You have to admit one thing, though. When I isolate on a linebacker, I pick a good one.
Boy, you sure did. Williams is having an outstanding day for the St. Louis Cardinals. Cincinnati has now gone in front of Atlanta 23-7.
Homer Rice is happy.
New Orleans leading San Francisco 17-10 with that half just about over. Gordon Bell is the deep man. Skladany is standing at his 24-yard line. Hits it from the 30. Gordon Bell signals fair catch and makes it at the 23-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals with 1:09 remaining to play here in this first half, and the Cardinals still holding a 7-0 lead. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti here at Busch Stadium, where it seems to get colder by the minute under gray skies in St. Louis. And at the end of this game, we'll be going immediately to the Mixed Team Golf Championship from Clearwater Beach, Florida, where it is guaranteed to be a lot warmer.
I can guarantee that.
Our Floridian, Nick Bonaconti, likes that warm weather. And the Mixed Team Championship, of course, features both the men and the women playing in teams. And it's plenty of fun to watch, and you see some outstanding shot making. We'll be going right to Clearwater Beach live following the conclusion of our telecast from St. Louis. First down, Cardinals at their own 23. Willard Harrell on the draw play. Picked up a couple off right tackle. Jim Otis has not returned to this game since going out with his bad knee. So it has been Jones and Harrell in the backfield for St. Louis. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
You know, the problem with Mel Gray out of the lineup for the Cardinals is they really don't have a deep threat. We've seen all the passes thrown somewhere between the 50 and 20-yard mark. There really haven't been any bombs because they don't have anybody to get that deep.
Dave Stieff, Gray's replacement, is number 84. He is wide right. Tilley, 83, is wide left. Steve Jones. Jones battering for the first down. Gets out to the 35-yard line. 24 seconds left. And timeout is called by the Cardinals, so they have got themselves out at their own 35 and time to try and make some plays. The crowd's starting to boo them a little bit on the running play, but Jones got him first down yardage.
Well, you know, why take a chance when you're ahead 7-0 and you're deep into your own territory? Why do something that's going to turn the ball over to the Lions and give them an opportunity to score? So this way here, it's I think they're playing it right.
I agree. And I also agree that tomorrow night on CBS is the best television viewing with one of the new shows that has been critically acclaimed, The White Shadow. Basketball is more than dribbling, passing, and shooting, and if you need proof, watch The White Shadow, captivating new series that leads off Monday Night Entertainment on CBS. And that'll be followed by MASH, and then more comedy on One Day at a Time when the two sisters do battle over the same boy. And finally, you'll see a Lou Grant near his wits' end when his best reporters are forced to plunge into the sex and singles scene to give the Trib a new look. That sounds plenty exciting on Lou Grant. That's all tomorrow night on CBS.
Hey, Lou Grant, Edward Asner is going to get into the sex and singles scene.
Yeah. And that White Shadow is a good show. I saw the first one, and I think CBS has got a winner there. A winner. And the St. Louis Cardinals hope they've got a winner here today. They are clinging to a 7-0 lead. They have the ball with 23 seconds remaining here in the first half. The ball at their 35-yard line. Wide left comes Tilley. Wide right is Dave Stieff, the rookie from Portland State. The reserves in the backfield. Harrell and Steve Jones. It's out to Jones on the screen. Gets the block. Has the first down, gets out of bounds at the 49-yard line. 16 seconds remain.
Two great blocks thrown on that play. One by Bob Young, the other one by Steve. Just set that play up beautifully. That's really been the most effective pass play they've had so far today. The screen pass to Jones. They've gotten big yardage out of that.
Baltimore leads the New York Jets 21-16 in the third period.
I wonder who's playing quarterback. I wonder if it's Bert Jones.
It's supposed to be Bill Troop today.
Troop?
That was the word that Troop would go, and Matt Robinson for the Jets. So they've got really two backup quarterbacks working in that game.
Boy, Matt Robinson is something, though. For a rookie coming in and step in for the injured Richard Todd, performed super.
First down, Cardinals. 16 seconds remain. Hart has time. Short pattern to Steve Jones, and Jones bulls his way inside the 45 to the 44. Timeout called with 8 seconds on the clock. Timeout called by the Cardinals. He's short of the first down yardage.
Well, they're going to have to get a lot closer to the goal line for Jim Bakken to even attempt a field goal, because from the 40 to the 49 yards, he's only made 3 out of 8. So they're going to have to get around somewhere around the 20 to 25 yard line to give him a chance.
We've had 3 interceptions by the Cardinals, the second of which led to the Cardinal touchdown by Steve Jones, and what a day he's having. Steve Jones getting to play because of the injuries to Wayne Morris and now Jim Otis, so Jones getting extra ball carrying time. He came into the game with 290 yards rushing.
And he looks hurt. As I look at him down on the field, he looks like he's nursing a shoulder there. So if he goes out of the game, they're really going to have some problems. But Jones seems to operate better out of the fullback position than he does out of the halfback position, because he's a straight-ahead type runner anyways.
Well, he's really done an outstanding job. And remember, at the end of this first half, we'll be joining the NFL Today with Brent, Jane, and Irv, bringing you up to date on all of the action around the National Football League. Hart is 7 of 16 for 87 yards. He's hit his last 3 in a row as the Cardinals cling to the lead. And we're told that today his yardage has put him over the 2,500 mark in total yardage for the season. And the 6th time that he's achieved that amount of yardage. He's just been really doing the job for the Cardinals despite their bad start this season. Hart's generated plenty of offense. They have the 3rd best offensive yardage in the NFC. Hart to throw. Deep for Tilley. Bradley on the coverage, incomplete, flag down, and it's going to be called, I believe, against Bradley. And there are 2 seconds on the clock. Bradley was right with Tilley all the way, but he may have been a little too close to him in the judgment of the officials.
Well, if he did anything, it was interference against the Cardinals, I think.
There's no interference. The ball was overthrown, out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down.
What? The ball was overthrown out of bounds, and it's 3rd down. Well, that's what usually happens, isn't it? If it's an incompleted pass, you bring it back to the line of scrimmage, I think.
Well, I could not hear Red Cashian's microphone call terribly well.
Oh.
Well, if the infraction occurred out of bounds, then the play would be over. I guess his ruling was that the interference call against Bradley actually took place out of bounds. The pass would have come down, the whole play would have wound up out of bounds, in other words.
Well, we've had them today.
Yeah, we sure have had some unusual calls, but that was Tilley did not catch the ball, but he was out of bounds, and evidently the interference took place out of bounds. So it is 3rd down, the play is simply wiped out. Hart with his last try, short for Dave Stieff, incomplete. Stieff, I don't think, would have been able to get in anyway. There was a man, Jimmy Allen, immediately in front of him at the 20-yard line. So that ends the first half with the St. Louis Cardinals holding a 7-0 lead on the 10-yard run by Steve Jones. That came after an interception by Tim Carney. And so the St. Louis Cardinals lead Detroit 7-0 at halftime.
When I press this button, a new era in photography begins. Polaroid introduces Sonar Automatic Focusing. This camera sends out inaudible sound waves that bounce off the subject and return in a split second. The lens automatically rotates to perfect focus. You can get a precisely focused picture every time in minutes at the touch of one button. The new Sonar One Steps from Polaroid, the world's simplest camera.
My old buddy Jim was a great umpire. He was quick on his feet. He's got eyes like an eagle.
I'm still quick because I don't get filled up. I drink light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's less filling. It's got a... What's it say?
Here you go, Jim. Try those.
Oh, yeah. A 1/3 less calories than a regular beer. Hey, you're Boo Powell. Hey.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I bought the family's first Pinot because I liked its look.
It looked like a good buy.
But I took Mom's Pinot to college.
So we bought another Pinot.
And I took that to college.
So we bought 2 Pinto wagons.
His and hers.
Now we're a 4 Pinto family.
Join the Pinto family, over 2 million strong and growing. The 79 Pinto. Compare. It may be the best small car buy in America.
We're a 4 Pinto family now, but it's just a matter of time.
Right.
Hi, my name's Hal Needham. You know, for 22 years, I was a stuntman. Some people said king of the stuntmen. Of course, that's a rumor that I started. 2 years ago, I started directing. I did a little show called Smokey and the Bandit, a show called Hooper, and now I'm doing a show called The Villain, and it stars Mr. Kirk Douglas. It's going to be a winner. But in spite of our busy schedule, we're going to take time out to watch the stuntman competition right here on CBS Sports Spectacular. Who knows? Next year, I might come out of mothballs and give it a whirl myself. What do you think about that, cowboy?
If you do, I'll be right in front of my set watching it on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
All right, back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. I'm surrounded by the Philadelphia connection, and they are going crazy this afternoon. Folks, let's get you up to date with everything that's going on around the league. 23-7, the Bengals are going to slow up Atlanta's playoff drive. And, of course, Green Bay and Tampa Bay, it has been all Packers, now 17-7 in the fourth. How about this? Los Angeles 10 and the Giants 10 in the fourth quarter. Pisarcik is out. Todd, the former Northwestern star, is now quarterbacking the Giants. Baltimore trailing the Jets 21-16. Walt Michaels could well be the coach of the year. Miami and Washington 16-0. The Redskins, riddled by dissension, may drop out of the playoff picture with this setback. Detroit and St. Louis, the Cardinals are ahead by 7 at the half. Many of you are watching that game. And here it is. Philadelphia just missed an extra point, 27-14 in the snow and cold in Bloomington. And the rest of you are watching this contest. New Orleans 17, San Francisco 10 at the half. Buffalo and Kansas City, they are tied at the half. 7-7. Yeah, let me correct myself. I did say Todd was quarterbacking the Giants. Randy Dean is that sensation from Northwestern. Irv Cross knows him well. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that competition, the Rams and the Giants. It was a special team man, Jackie Wallace, who hauled back a punt for Ray Malavasi that got the Rams started. Dave Jennings, under pressure, hangs one up. Now watch the initial block on this play because it's going to spring Wallace, coming up right there. 48 yards. Got down near the Giant 15-yard line, but the Giants stiffened and the Rams settled for a field goal, and it served a warning. Watch Jimmy Youngblood on the deflection here come away with an interception. Pisarcik was quarterbacking at the time. Youngblood making like a running back, then battled his way down to the 2-yard line. And you know, Capoletti is out and McCutcheon is out, both injured, so Cullen Bryant starting in the backfield. He went in for the score. It was 10-0 before the Giants began to rally. And again, it is still Pisarcik at this point. That made it 10-7. And then Randy Dean came in. He set up the field goal march, and now they are tied.
The Atlanta Falcons trailed the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 23-7 in the fourth quarter. And this is the second quarter action we're going to pick up here when we see this highlight package. The Bengals lead in this game at this point by a score of 3-0. But Atlanta has the ball here with Steve Bartkowski, number 10, at quarterback, going long to Wallace Francis. And he hits him and starts up a scoring drive for the Falcons. And here it is right here. 3rd and goal on the 1. Ricky Patton goes in for a touchdown. Atlanta takes a 7-3 lead. But number 14, Kenny Anderson, gets the Bengals back in the ball game as he goes to number 82, Billy Brooks. He goes across field and is knocked down at the 5-yard line. And from there, Pete Johnson, the big fullback, goes in. And the score at this point is Cincinnati 10, Atlanta 7. Bartkowski gets his team back in the ball game with a long pass to number 32. How about that? The ball is intercepted by number 32, Scott Perry, and he goes back the other way for Cincinnati, and Cincinnati takes a 16-7 lead. Bartkowski, again, trying to get something going through the airways, has another one picked off. Dick Duran, and he goes in for a touchdown, and Cincinnati now leads by a score of 23-7. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for touchdowns.
Most underrated running back in the NFL. Maybe Turdell Middleton of the Green Bay Packers. You don't hear too much about him nationally, but he's been doing a job for Bart Starr. Here he is, right through the middle, 10 yards down to the Tampa Bay 10-yard line. David Whitehurst to the rookie James Lofton. It was 7-0 Green Bay. Now watch George Ragsdale, 14 yards for a Buccaneers score. That made it 10-7 Packers. Now, this is a sequence that set up a touchdown. Interference in the end zone gave the Packers first and goal, and Barty Smith went over the top for the score. 17-7 right now, Green Bay.
The Philadelphia Eagles lead the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 27-14 late in the second quarter. And on a day when you think that with the weather bad and snow and ice and everything else in Minnesota, there would be much offensive fireworks, that's exactly what we had. In the first quarter, Fran Tarkenton goes to Sammy White for a touchdown pass. Ron Jaworski, a few minutes later, answers with his own version of a touchdown pass to Harold Carmichael, and the Eagles tie the game 7-7 in the first quarter. Tarkenton comes right back with his offensive attack, going to his favorite wide receiver again. You know who? Sammy White. Goes in a 64-yard scoring drive. Minnesota takes a 14-7 lead. Jaworski comes back again with you know who again? Harold Carmichael, the big guy, 6'8", and they tie the score 14-14. Wilbert Montgomery had a pretty busy day carrying the ball for the Eagles. Number 31 goes 36 yards off his right tackle, and the Eagles take a 21-14 lead. And just at 1:12 left to go in the second quarter, Jaworski goes to the air again. Charlie Homeboy Smith. He goes in. They miss the extra point, and the Eagles lead by a score of 27-14 late in the second quarter.
Herb, that may be the longest first half of the season. There's still a minute to go in that first half. All right, Detroit and St. Louis. Let's check and see how the touchdown came in the first half of that game, because right now it is still 7-0 Cardinals. Here's Gary Danielson of the Lions pulling out, but Tim Kearney of the Cardinals has got the interception. Number 56 brings it down to the Detroit 46-yard line. Now watch Jimmy Hart avoid Al Baker, who has been awesome on defense for the Lions. Steps up away from the pressure, hits Steve down to the Lions' 12-yard line. Steve Jones scored the touchdown for St. Louis, and it was 7-0 after the extra point Cardinals. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Jackson's a young kid with a grown-up problem, and it takes Coach Reeves and the whole team to straighten him out. The White Shadows, starring Ken Howard, tomorrow at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Back here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti were at halftime. The Cardinals lead the Lions by a score of 7-0. You know, this is the 14th week of the season. 20 teams still remain in contention for the NFL playoffs. Well, Professor Irwin Corey stopped by the NFL Today a little earlier, and he made it perfectly clear, well, I think, as to exactly which two teams would meet in Super Bowl 13.
On this then, Professor Corey.
We feel that we can explain this confusion only in the simplest fashion. The AFC and the NFC. Yes.
Professor, we're going into the 14th week of the season. 20 of the 28 teams are eligible for a playoff spot. Which two are going to the Super Bowl?
The two teams that will go to the Super Bowl will represent the areas that they come from. We cannot take any outsiders. It would only be within the confines of the latitude and longitude.
Well, does it matter which latitude or longitude they're in?
It's based only on two specific ingredients. The team garnishing the most points within the given framework of their particular field will represent that area.
Does that mean Oakland will represent the West?
Oakland will represent, Oakland will represent the central part. See, the West goes to the Central, and the Central goes to East, and the East goes to where the West might have been. They say out West, it's different.
Oh, I see.
Like the Rams will be known as the Anaheim Rams, different from L.A. Rams, where they only have 2 horns, where the other Rams have 3. Now, here we find out Oakland 8-5. Does that necessarily mean that Oakland will represent the West? It means they might primarily be in contention. But the AFC and the NFC, comprising the AFL or the NFL, must, within the guidelines, accept the responsibility.
Which two teams do you think will go to the Super Bowl? We have to know.
Well, when you say we have to know, you're acting like a child. For what purpose? What purpose must one know? The amusement is based on the fact that we are in a quandary, that we anticipate with anxiety the hope and the aspirations of those who seem to diligently get into there. Now, we find that the gridiron itself, which is comprised of 12 different stripes, indicating that there must have at least been something to do with...
Professor, the lady has a question.
Professor Corey, that's the whole basis of the Super Bowl. We have to have two teams.
Well,
or
you
we
don't
don't have a
know.
Super
This
Bowl
is
game.
not written, because to have two teams would only indicate that these are the only adversaries that are left within 28 of those who have accepted the responsibility to go out there and fight, you know, do or die. You know that most of these teams
Professor
have
Corey, thank you very much.
They have
That
a feeling
straightens
that
this out
they
for
have
all of us.
stick-to-itiveness,
Professor Corey, we
and they
appreciate
are a
it.
scrappy
Thank you.
little group. They have come from the
Thank you very
past,
much.
indicating that they must
Thank
show
you.
some signs of virility on their own
It
part.
straightens
We
it out.
cannot
It's all
accept without
perfectly
diligence
clear. Thank
those
you.
who represent the East. The East is one of the most greatest parts of the human race.
Keeps America comfortable.
Oh, honey.
Yeah?
I got you some new dress shirts because of the business trip.
Hey, nice.
They're made of a cotton-rich fabric called Natural Blend. The Natural by Manhattan. 60% cotton. Extra cotton, extra comfort.
Really comfortable.
Plus, they're durable press. You won't even have to iron them.
Thanks, honey. Have a good trip. If you're looking for comfort, look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
Radio Shack is loaded with exciting, sensible, low-cost gifts, like the Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit. Kids can learn about electronics by building safe battery-operated radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED digital readouts. They get 150 different gifts they can enjoy long after Christmas is over. The gift-priced Science Fair kit, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
When you're a professional athlete, your body is your life. So you think about it. Take care of it. More than most people. Maybe you. Because it's easy to take your body for granted, or worse, abuse it. By smoking, or by drinking too much, by skipping meals, by not getting enough sleep, and not keeping fit. The list is long, but don't get discouraged. It is possible to change old habits, and worth it. For by choosing how you live, you often decide how long you live. Treat your body well, and chances are your body will return the favor with life. And isn't that what it's all about? We'd like to help with a free booklet called Good Health, The Rules of the Game, from the Johns Hopkins Medical Institutions. Send for it, if your reasons to live are as beautiful as mine.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. It's 7-0 here at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals in front, and you can see there has not been a lot of offense in this game so far. 3 interceptions by St. Louis have really told the story, and one of them leading to the only score. And the passing department, 2 of 12, Gary Danielson for only 6 net yards. Hart 7 for 18 and 81 yards. And he started badly, but then put it together in the second quarter. So we're ready to go here with the Cardinals kicking off. Number 19, Mike Wood, the punter, will also kick off. The Lions are to our right in blue, Cardinals to our left in white, and the deep men are Rick Kane and Tony Leonard standing at their 5-yard line. And quickly, the Rams have now gone in front of the Giants 17-10. Pat Thomas intercepting a pass, taking it 35 yards for the score. And Philadelphia leads Minnesota now 27-14. All right, we're underway here in St. Louis. It's taken by the up man at the 15, Leonard Thompson, and Thompson gets all the way to the 45-yard line. Fine return by Leonard Thompson as they try to strip the ball from him, but Leonard's going to hang on, and the play was dead anyway. So a good return for the Detroit Lions following the short kickoff, and we'll see it again.
That was a knuckleball kickoff by Wood, taking on a line drive by Thompson, just following his blockers. Thompson looks like he liked to stay with the Lions when the season's over, and he's running for a contract.
Well, he's been a good handyman. He can carry the ball. Fumble. Danielson recovered his own drop immediately. Talking about Leonard Thompson, he has been a good handyman for the Detroit Lions, a 4th-year man from Oklahoma State. He can play running back, wide receiver. He's good on the specials teams, and you saw a sample of his running ability on the return.
You know, you have to have those people. You have to have the guys who are going to go out there and play the positions, more than one position, because you have so many injuries.
Loss of a yard on the fumble, a little less than a yard. Danielson getting the ball right back, fortunately for him. It's been a rough day for Gary Danielson so far. Horace King met right at the line of scrimmage. There was no hole at all for him. And Dawson, the nose tackle, was the man who filled the hole.
You know, the pressure by the linebackers for the Cardinals has really been instrumental in Danielson's dismal day so far. It's a second down, a third down, and long to go, and I will probably see Eric Williams, the linebacker, along with Niels, come on the blitz. And this has been giving Danielson problems all day.
Baltimore now leading the New York Jets 24-16, 4:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. Third down, 10 yards to go. Detroit just underway, second half. Long sideline complete to Luther Blue, and he has first down yardage to the 40-yard line of St. Louis. Carl Allen on the coverage. Leonard Thompson make it, not Luther Blue.
Danielson gets good protection because the blitz was on by the linebackers. He just hangs in there and finds Thompson, who had a timing pattern on the sideline. The coverage was pretty good, but Thompson just came back for the football. That's the first time that Danielson really took his time, stepped up into the pocket and delivered the football.
39 is Leonard Thompson, 89 is Luther Blue. And Leonard Thompson showing what he can do. 15-yard gain for the first down. They are in St. Louis territory. First down pass complete, incomplete to Thompson. He had it and then dropped it when he was hit, right at the 30-yard line. It was Carl Allen on the coverage again, and this time doing the job.
Again, that time, Tim Carney, the linebacker, blitzed, got to Danielson, but Danielson was able to release the football. A good play by the cornerback on Thompson.
The Rams' Frank Corral has kicked a field goal, and Los Angeles now leads the Giants 20-10. Second and 10. Lions at the 40-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals, and Danielson throwing is sacked. 4 Cardinals all in there. John Zook, Mike Dawson, first to get there. Watch it again.
There you see Williams, the linebacker, blitzing. Then from the outside, you're going to see Niels, number 53, along with Dawson, 73, and Zook. I don't know which one to pick. They all had a shot at him. And again, that's been given Danielson in the Lions offensive team all kinds of problems. They have not been able to pick up the blitz of the linebackers. They've got to pick that up pretty soon, or Danielson's never going to have a completion.
It is third down. The ball back now nearly at midfield. About 20 yards to go. In motion goes McGee, number 86, in for the first time. Danielson intended for Thompson. It's tipped away by Roger Worley, incomplete. And Worley had a great chance to give the Cardinals their 4th interception on the day, but he could not hold on. So that will bring up 4th down for Detroit. Thompson was a deep man. Leonard Thompson, the outstanding rookie Jesse Thompson from California, has gone to injured reserve with an infection in his ankle. The deep man is Gordon Bell, number 20. You're looking at him, and he's now standing at the 10-yard line of St. Louis. Spladani awaiting the snap at the Detroit 35. He hits it from the 40, and it's a dandy. And it bounces into the end zone and on through, so it'll be a touchback. And the St. Louis Cardinals will start first down from their own 20-yard line when we return with 12:34 remaining, third period. St. Louis 7, the Lions nothing.
By the time this day is done, you'll turn a mountain of canvas and a truckload of living dynamite into one of the world's oldest fantasies, the circus. Now comes Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Come fly with me in one magnificent flying machine, the 79 Thunderbird. I love its luxurious cockpit. Fly with a V8 engine, Power steering and power brakes, all standard. Glide in great style with wrap-over roof and opera windows at a down-to-earth sticker price. 79th Thunderbird. What a way to fly at your Ford dealers.
Don't miss the thrilling Hollywood stunt competition on the new-look CBS Sports Spectacular starting January 6th. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
A 49-yard punt by Tom Skladany. And with the touchback, St. Louis first down at their own 20-yard line.
The offensive line of the Cardinals has really been outstanding considering they have held the Detroit Lion defensive line without a sack so far today.
Jim Otis back in the ball game, and look at him batter his way for about 8, maybe 9 yards. See where they spot the ball? Jim Otis, who left in the first period bothered by an existing knee injury, and back for the first time since leaving the game. Look at that score. Cincinnati really doing a job on Atlanta. A 50-yard run by Pete Johnson for the latest Bengals score. Cincinnati, one of those teams that was not as bad as its record. Just took them a long time to get started this year. They're taking it out on Atlanta. Otis again. Looks like he stopped short of the first down. Got really just backed about the line of scrimmage on that play, and it was John Woodcock, number 77, who put the tackle on him. So it remains 3rd and about 2.
The way you neutralize a great pass rush like the Lions have is by gaining 4 and 5 yards on first down. When you come up 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6, 2nd and 4, you keep those defensive linemen on it so they can't tee off and rush the passer.
Double tight end in now on 3rd and short for the Cardinals. Eason Ramson has come in replacing Dave Stieff. They go straight ahead. Otis diving for the first down yardage. And let's see if he got it. They have given him first down.
The leaping lizard from Ohio State plunging over the line. Let's watch it. Right over top for the first down.
So the Cardinals keep it going. Picking up the 3rd down conversion at their own 30-yard line. They lead in the game 7-0. It has been their defense that has been the difference. The Lions have been shut down completely. Gary Danielson has had a day so far he'd like to forget. Hart. Pressure, complete to Chandler, flag down. He's hit immediately by Ed O'Neill. And let's see what is called here.
Whatever it's called, it really doesn't matter. It's amazing the way Hart evades being sacked. I mean, he really does. I mean, he gets rid of that ball so quickly. Absolutely thought he was going to be sacked on that play for the Lions' first one, but he got rid of the football.
Woodcock was the man in there. You see Chandler among several players in the league now wearing glasses. Used to be players, if they couldn't see too well, wouldn't bother wearing anything, or they might go to contacts, but now more and more.
72 on the offense was holding.
That's the second one for Deerdorf. Second penalty today. One was offside. The other one is now holding.
More and more players wearing glasses, as we were saying.
Well, Green Bay did it, 17-7, which eliminates the Lions mathematically from any playoff contention.
Also eliminates Tampa Bay and the Chicago Bears. First down, 20 yards to go. Hart got some time, swings it out to Steve Jones. He's hit by Williams, gets away from him, but the rest of the Lions arrive on time. So Williams did the job. It was Purifoy and Baker who finally stopped him.
This has been the play that's been so good for the Cardinals all day, which is really Hart sets it up by looking deep downfield, giving the offensive line a chance to sift out in front of Jones. But this time Williams comes up from his cornerback position and makes the hit, giving the defenders enough time to come over and wrap Jones up. So that time it didn't work.
It is second down. Still nearly 10 to go. He got maybe a yard on that play.
This is the flex formation where they run the draw play out of.
In motion goes Tilley, number 83. Williams going with him on the coverage. Hart is wrapped up and sacked. Busting through is Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker, 55. Dropping him back at the 12-yard line.
Well, if you can't do it with 4 men, send the 5th one. And here they do with Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker. Takes a nice route, nice course to Hart. Hart doesn't expect it and gets sacked. That's the first sack for the Lions today, and that's number 49 on the season.
A 10-yard loss.
That's not bad, 49 sacks.
Outstanding.
No, you have to give Floyd Peters an awful lot of credit. When Monty Clark was coaching the San Francisco 49ers in '76, Floyd Peters was the defensive line coach then. They had 61 sacks that year, the 49ers did.
3rd down and 28. That's your basic 3rd and long. Hart has got time for a moment, shakes away from one man, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tilley at the 25-yard line. He was well short of first down yardage and not likely to get too much farther. The ball was thrown very low.
Doug English a little upset at himself because he had Hart right in his grasp. But Hart, being as elusive as he is, pun.
Yes.
As we know, Jim Hart's not much of a scrambler, got away.
Well, there was good coverage deep there too because he had the initial time. He really had enough time to make the throw, but the Lions secondary was doing the job as well. So Mike Wood, standing inside his end zone, will punt. Tony Leonard is the deep man at midfield for the Detroit Lions. Good kick. Leonard takes it at the 48. Still going. Leonard dipsy doodling all the way down to the 25 inside to the 23-yard line. Excellent return by Tony Leonard of the Detroit Lions. Talking to Monty Clark about this young man, he said, boy, I think, here's a fella that you're surprised you can pick up on waivers as they did. He can contribute. We've got 8:49 remaining, 3rd period. The Cardinals lead it 7-0.
3 unidentified 19-inch color TV pictures, each the best of its brand. Over 1,000 people saw them and picked the one with the best overall picture. They didn't pick America's biggest seller, Zenith, or the second biggest, RCA. Over 60% picked the 19-inch Sylvania Superset. Over 60%. We're not the biggest, but a lot of people think we've got the best picture. The Sylvania Superset.
As a State Farm agent, when people come into my office and sign an application for insurance, my job is just beginning. There's no sitting back and putting the file away.
Agent Vince Grammarosa talks about State Farm service.
We're continually reviewing their protection. We're continually talking to them. It's on a personal service basis from day to day, month to month. We never forget the people.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.